What's up, everybody? This is your boy Montre, and today I'm going to be a little serious, about as serious as I can, because there's a lot of information that I want to give you real quick. A lot of stuff is going on in the world, and somebody asked me to recap an old video that I talked about the Statue of Liberty being actually a statue of Lucifer. If you're interested in that, I got some more info for you, so let's talk about it. Okay, so I was talking about the Statue of Liberty being actually a statue giving honor to Lucifer. Lucifer is known as the light bearer. That's what Lucifer means, the bearer of light, the illuminator. And the Statue of Liberty is a picture, well, not a picture, it's a statue of a woman holding up a torch. She's called Lady Liberty, and that light that she gives guides us to the freedom that we seek. She gives enlightenment. So I was said in another video, and I'll post a link to that she's actually Lucifer. We got the Statue of Liberty from France, and she's better known as Columbia. The Statue of Liberty is not just in New York. The Statue of Liberty is everywhere. She is in different states. She's here in Texas. Any state you can go to, you can probably find a mini version of the Statue of Liberty. But she's better known by the name of Columbia, thus the District of Columbia. And I was saying that I had found reference of materials that had said that Columbia has been known by many names throughout the years. She first started out as Britannica and so on and so forth. And she's always draped in this kind of Greek wear, this Romanesque kind of gown, and she has armor. She usually has armor on, or a crown. And she represents the goddess of heaven, the queen of heaven. So I found some stuff that I want to share with you guys. And this one comes from another website that called freemantv.com. I'll put a link to that so you can read this as well, but I'll go ahead and post it for you so you can see it. One of her many names is Asherah, and Asherah is in the Bible. Asherah is sometimes known in the Bible as the Queen of Heaven and the wife of God, the wife of Yahweh. So that's interesting. I'll talk about more about that in just a minute, but I'll go ahead and read this. Asherah is also the biblical version of Ishtar, who is Isis, the Egyptian god Isis. The Hebrew letter equated with the empress is Dalis or Dalet. Okay, that comes. That's also equivalent with the Greek symbol delta. And we all know, if you know your Greek symbols, that delta is a triangle. Like the Georgia delta, the Egyptian deltas, the triangle, it's a delta. But she's known by that symbol. She is known as the eye goddess, and the Hebrew letter Ayin, which means eye, and is the devil card in the tarot. So on a side note, she's known by the symbol delta and the eye. So where have we seen this before? Where have we seen this? I mean, it's constantly repeated. It's the all-seeing eye, it's the Illuminati eye, it's the eye of illumination. And this is her symbol. Also, I want to talk about that this is the Jewish year 5774. We just had a Jewish New Year, Yom Kippur. The Jewish New Year is Yom Kippur. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not Jewish. But we just had a Jewish New Year, celebrating the year 5774, which is the equivalent of 2014 into 2015. And guess what the theme for this Jewish New Year is? Ayin Dalet. Ayin Dalet. So the all-seeing eye, which basically they interpret it as the eye that sees the door, is the theme for the Jewish New Year of 2014-2015. Wow. This totally blew my mind. I'm saying, what is going on? What is about to be revealed? Because that's all that is. It's talking about the all-seeing eye is about the inner eye. It's about us, the third eye, awakening, illuminating yourself. And that's what her symbolism represents. But to keep going, I'm gonna continue. She's also known by as Samaris, Ishtar, Anath, Asherah, Isis, Juno, Minerva, Aphrodite, and Venus. We all know the planet Venus is also known as the morning star. It's the brightest star in the sky in the daytime next to the sun. Asherah, or Asheroth, is the Canaanite fertility goddess. She was often symbolized by wooden carvings that would have her arms stretched out like this. Can you see that? Or long poles, what they call Asherah poles. I have a few scriptures in the Bible: Jeremiah 7:18, Jeremiah 44 verses 17 through 19, which talk about the Asherah poles. A lot of Israelites were into Asherah worship. They called her the Queen of Heaven. She was worshipped along with Yahweh, but Yahweh was getting mad. El was getting mad because they were putting her poles in his temples, and he did not appreciate that. But in Canaan, which is very, very close by, the Canaanites, they had a god named El as well. Yahweh is also known as El Elyon, El Shaddai, so forth and so forth. So it is very possible that they were worshiping the same God. The reason why that God did not like the Canaanites was that they were big and heavy on putting Asherah above him. And you know the story about, Lucifer supposedly making himself, herself like God. I mean, who else would feel equivalent to God other than a queen? So she was getting all the power, she was getting all the worship, and he was getting jealous, and they basically had a falling out. I'm thinking the whole Old Testament is basically a story about how these two gods basically fell out, and he kind of wrote her out of history. But she managed to keep her worship going on. She had a lot of power. Isis, Ishtar, the Queen of Heaven, even in the Catholic Church they talk about the Queen of Heaven, represented by Mary, still persists in this day today. Deuteronomy 16:21, do not set up any wooden Asherah poles beside your altar you build to the Lord your God. Which is kind of funny because the Asherah poles have her with her arms stretched out. Looks very much like a cross. And Christians definitely use a cross on pretty much everything. And even if you can't get with that, the Asherah pole is the modern version of an Asherah pole would be the obelisk, and the obelisk is everywhere. It's the Washington Monument. It is in every city. There is also in the Vatican City. There is a big obelisk which derives from Egypt, yes, but it's obviously an Asherah pole. It's another pole to the goddess Isis. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just connecting the dots here. So, like I said, I think the Old Testament is basically about these two God beings. And then when I say God beings, just like in my last video, I was talking about that I believe that the gods are actual beings and not actual divine, spiritual, ethereal beings. I think they're actual physical beings that live for a very long time. They have ups and downs, ins and outs, and they like to eat, and they can die, they can be killed, they marry, they have sex, they do all of it. I found some more writings. This one's from my book, and this book is called Behold a White Horse by Cisco Wheeler. I got that right here. I gotta get a little closer because it's very small. But this is from the book Behold a White Horse by Cisco Wheeler. And it says, within every secret society such as Masonry, Illuminati, Skull and Bones, Asherah is identified by such names as Columbia. In Great Britain, she is referred as Britannia, thus British Columbia. Asherah, in its plural form, Asherim, from the Hebrew word pronounced Asherah, refers to a pagan goddess known as Astarte to the Canaanites and Ishtar to the Syrians and Babylonians. Ishtar is Isis, which stands for Sirius. And Sirius is a star constellation too. So this is what I'm talking about right here. Maybe this is why that they come from the heavens, and when the heavens really means that they come from outer space. Primitive man didn't know any difference. The capital of the United States is the District of Columbia. The District of Columbia. And the White House is encircled with owls that have been linked to a pentagram. The Capitol dome in DC has the goddess on top, and the dome itself is a symbol for the goddess. And we see domes a lot. In Israel, there's a dome. There's a dome in Vatican City. So there's domes. So domes represent her. The owl represents her. We see the owls all the time. And owls, like I said before, represent seeing the truth in the darkness. Very few individuals understand the occult symbolism that lies behind the famous Statue of Liberty that sits astride the harbor of New York. So that's interesting. There's many people that said it's common knowledge. It's common knowledge to a lot of cultists, a lot of secret societies, that the Statue of Liberty is Lucifer. A lot of people been knowing this. It's just now being revealed to the public. And I think it's just because it's this day and age that this is the revelation. This is basically, if you want to know the truth, it's out there. And you either accept it or you don't. And that's all I got to say about that. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about why is she so powerful? Why does she have all this power? Where am I? Every minute. Looks like I'm already at a long time already. I've been talking a while. So I tell you what, I have a lot to say and not a lot of time to say it. But I know that we're in a day and age right now, and I want to give you guys some more information. I'll tell you what, I will write a blog post about it, and you can read about it, and I will put all this info, links, everything in my blog post at MontrealBible.com. And some more to share with you. A lot of secrets out there, y'all. A lot of secrets. So leave me a comment on what you think so far. I know it's a lot of info, and I promise I'm gonna share some more with you. All right, so we'll talk about it later.